Okay, today's topic is about the personal health information concerns of PDPA. I'm Sotarak Kambopsidi as introduced. Uh, as a lecture style, I have 4 modules of today. The first one is data governance, and the second and the third is about the PDPA, Personal Data Protection Act. Buddhist era on 2019 2562 Buddhist era. So if you monitor the news about this law, it was postponed again. So the enforcement will be start in next year in the 1st June of 2022. Okay, I will talk about the timeline later and the compliance process and related technical issue that as you as a health informatician will be have to be concerned, and some extra additional concerns about in health data in PDPA. Okay, I'm working at Faculty of Engineering and also the committee member in Mahidol University, Sirius Hospital, and also outside Mahidol University too. Okay, I will talk about this topic in very briefly. I suppose that everyone in this room has ever heard about the data management. The data management has several levels, several layers to talk about it. But in the general, it's a methodology to manage the data to achieve the goals that you have to decide. And the data governance is the process, compliance process that to ensure the data is well managed. When we talk about the data governance, is have to comply the strategy of the organization, maybe business strategy, data strategy. So when we talk the data governance, it is not the individual competency. It is not the individual skills. It is about the organization strategy, business strategy. So if I talk from the bottom. From the bottom, the data may be stored, may be collected in the form of several forms, maybe in database, in big data ecosystem like Hadoop, in unstructured data, maybe in text file, in PDF files, or maybe in image, or CT scan file, something like that. Maybe in semi-structured file such as JSON and XML. And also in the document, maybe a PDF with the scan scan the PDF also. Thus, to enhance to make the data to be more usability in the organization, it will evaluate into the next layer. In the organization, have to create the data asset planning and inventory, such as the data cataloging. It is a tools that to discover the data in the organization, let's say in the hospital or in the research organization. You will, I think you will feel more transparency and more comfortable that you can find any data in the organization by search engine tool, by data cataloging tool, and don't have to ask the people by person. The background technology may be included the data integration and metadata management. Metadata is a documentation of the data. Is maybe seen as a label in the that appear on the can of your food. With the data management, you explain the data, what this is, what is its purpose, and how confidential of the data, maybe like that. And to use the data appropriately, it may be used in some ways such as the business intelligence, big data analytics. Either the way that use data to analyze to find insights. You may have the master data management. For example, in the hospital, the patient may register in the medical record department. The patient may be involved the hospital by email, by paper registration, by social media platform. So the term of customer or patient may be separate and silo and separated into each system. So it would be beneficial if all data of one person may be seen in the single view of the data. Is called master data management. Data warehousing, to integrate all data into centralized database. Data quality is to access and is to improve the quality of the data. The quality of data maybe consists of the several dimensions such as accuracy, integrity, completeness, availability, something like that. And data architecture and modeling mainly consists of the technology issue that how to design, how to store, and how to collaborate all data or application to sync among them. So above of technology issue, the data governance is to govern all of the below of them to decide the people role and responsibility, decide the process of how to collect, how to use, how to store, how to publish the data, provide by the policy and also the culture of organization have to be transition, have to be changed. The aim of this slide is to motivate, to contribute that the data issue is not about the technology. It is about the how people look the data. The data maybe look at the resource for utilize them for use to as the raw material to use to analyze and get the insight. But some people look the data as an asset. Data as an asset is to look the data as something that if you improve them, the more efficient insights you reach. Okay, it's about data governance. The data governance is how to communicate, how to shape the attitude of the data in the organization. For example, I'm favor this one in the especially in the large organization. Everyone has their own data and have the ownership of the data and not to share with another. So the organization, if as a big organization, large organization, the data has to be shared appropriately. So the data have not the ownership that to keep data by itself. The data governance is everyone's responsibility, and also PDPA too. Now I'm working as a member committee of PDPA of our university, Mahidol University. Some little pain point and little bit pain point is that the project is run by IT department. So okay, they can collaborate with other departments too, but the aspect, the attitude is that when another look into the working team in the working group, they look at us as a IT responsibility about PDPA. That's not true because PDPA is about the law of privacy, law of protection, law of how to use the data appropriately. Is everyone's responsibilities too. Another business driver is about the compliance risk and pain point. Avoid risk and compliance. PDPA is one compliance and one business driver that have to push you to manage data appropriately too. Data governance is to provide a policy, vision, guideline statement, and also acknowledged by senior management too, and manage data that have to be measured by it may be measured in accessibility, accuracy, and also timeliness, uniqueness too. There are several frameworks in the world about the data governance. One framework is about the DAMA. You may be virtual research. DAMA, DALA, Data Management Association. They categorize the data management function into 10 categories such as data architecture, data modeling, and also data security, reference data, master data, metadata, and data quality. And those 10 components have to be governed by data governance at a central circle. So if you look in the other framework, other standard, the definition of data governance and other circle may be a little bit different. So to conclude about what is the component of data governance is about the outer ring in general. The data governance is to create a policy, to create and clarify the policy, clarify the stewardship and ownership. In the data governance ecosystem, they will have a role called data steward. Someone called as a data guardian, or data custodian is the same. Data steward function for briefly, the data steward function is to govern the data based on the data governance policy of the organization. Okay, there are several kinds of data steward. Maybe in who specialize in business, who specialize in security, who specialize in quality, or who specialize in IT. Another role is data ownership. Data ownership is to clarify who owns the data in the organization. It's not the same about the data owner of the PDPA technical term. It's different. Data ownership is a role and responsibility intra-organization. In the organization, you may face a culture change. You have to manage it. You have to formulate a strategy based on ethical issue. You have to prioritize the data. What is the high value data? What is the high risk data? You have to select them to govern or to protect based on PDPA laws. You have to assess your situation of the data. It's called data maturity assessment. You have to categorize or classify the data, how confidentiality of them, how confidentiality. Some data you can publish on in the internet on the website. Some data when you have to use, you have to ask for consent from the data subject. Some data is not appropriate to use in any reasons or for any analytics. In the inside of the rings, there are several data management functions based on data life cycle, starting on plan and design, in enabling, maintaining, using, and enhancing. But the foundation activity, it consists of the data protection. So if you have to store data, you have to correct the data, you have to use the data for any purpose, maybe standard report, maybe ad hoc report, maybe forecasting, maybe in the research purpose, maybe in the predictive modeling, or use it as an AI or a chatbot agent. The data protection, data privacy is the foundation activity that you have to consider them before you use or you correct it. Okay. A little bit share about my working project. Now I'm working with the Faculty of Medicine, Siddharth Hospital to design the operating model or data governance structure. That, as I said, the data governance is to design the organization. So you have to decide that who is a data owner, who is a executive about the data, who is about data steward in each data domain, who is the data owner of each data domain, and how they communicate, how they are working among together. There are some metrics about data governance. So if you look at them, it is a organizational measurement. It's not a technical measurement. You have to measure that. You have to reduce your risk, improve your efficiency in operation. You have to have the effectiveness of communication, education, and performance and policy and process have to be sustained also. The data governance is a big domain, is a large domain. It consists of several domains inside them. So the one domain that strongly related to the data governance and strongly affect the measurement is data security, data protection, and data quality. When we're talking about the data maturity assessment, there are several frameworks, several model tools. I picked one model called DMM, Data Management Maturity Model. They consist of 6 components such as data management strategy, data governance, data quality, platform, data operation, support process, and among six components, they consist of some sub-components or process area. Each process area have the question, have a checklist, and have to assess to identify the level 1 to 5 levels, and the framework provides a suggestion how to transit from the lower level to the higher level. Okay, this is a definition of those 5 levels. The lowest level is just perform, just have to manage it, to define the standard in the organization, define and measure if level falls, and to optimize, to improve, continuous improvement is at level 5. Okay, that's very quick list about how data governance or good data management well managed data affect the organization. It's not about the individual skill. It's not about the technology or application. It's not something that you the policy and communication and the measurement in the organization too.